Yo, what's good, guys? It's Hack Trades. Hope you guys are all doing well. If you clicked on this video, I promise I will not let you down, and you're meant to be here for a reason. If you feel like a breakthrough's coming, you're doing all the right things, or at least you think you're doing the right things, you're compounding consistency and you're not there yet, you have to understand three main pillars that I'm going to talk about in this video. Number one, you have to be where your feet are. And when I say this, I mean a lot of your struggles in trading, and especially for me during my come up and still now, nobody's perfect. They're going to come from within, right? Externally, maybe your computer can lag, or you can have bad Wi-Fi, or maybe your prop firm or your broker can go down every once in a while, right? That's external. But I'm telling you, and this is even for me too. I say it all the time in my inner circle, the videos that I make like this, I'm talking to myself and I'm talking to you guys, that when I say the issues are internal, you have to be where your feet are. You have to understand in this moment that you have to only control what you can control. In this moment, you think you're being the best version of you, and that's completely fine. But you have to relentlessly work towards being that better version of yourself, because that's where momentum comes from. Consistency, compounding those days, stacking those days, doing the things you don't want to do, journaling, back testing. Of course, these aren't the most fun things in the world, but you have to understand that these are the things that are proven. Some of the best traders that that you've seen all across social media, all across the internet, do these things. It is where consistency lies. Professional athletes, they do not become professionals by not practicing the sport and putting in hours. These guys aren't practicing the sport only in games, guys. They're practicing relentlessly, day and night. While you sleep, while you dream about doing this and that, they're in the gym, they're practicing, they're working, and that's how it has to be. You want to be a professional trader, you want to trade full time, or you want to have to trade with consistent income. You're basically a professional athlete in your own way, right? What you put into your mind matters. How you sleep matters. The things you do outside of the markets when you're not actively looking for trades, that work matters. It all matters, guys. But you have to be where your feet are. Religious person myself, shout out my religious people. I have to remain where my feet are, because I know that's what God wants me to do. God might not, descend down here and tell me that that's what he wants me to do. But I have to. It's what I have to do. My feet have to be grounded. Because the second I get those first few payouts rolling, the second you guys get your first few payouts rolling, and you get cocky and you start over leveraging, you will be humbled. The market will bring you back. God will humble you to show you that everything that I have given you, I can easily take back. And sometimes it will happen, guys. It will happen. Early on in my journey, I had some early success. A lot of traders have that early success when it comes down to, beginner's luck in a sense, beginner's luck. You have that early success. You think, wow, I can't miss. This trading stuff is going to be so easy. And before you know it, that $1,000 you started with, that you ran up to $3,000, gone. You over leveraged. You got cocky. We've all been there. I did that in options, and I lost plenty of money that I didn't need to lose without a mentor. I found a mentor. I said, enough. They showed me that enough is enough. Investing in your education will go somewhere. That's what I did. And now I'm sitting here, and I'm so happy that I made that decision. One of the best decisions I've ever made. Yeah, guys. So number one, be where your feet are. And then number two, kind of touched on it, but consistency is key. With consistency, your success is inevitable. And when I say this, I mean that you have to continue to show up. You have to stack those days. I made a really, really good video on my Instagram about win percentage. Talking about win percentage in the concept that if you have a 70% win percentage and you go 0 for 4 one week, you can't, if you don't show up the next week and you're okay with your 4 losses, cool, I guess, but you got to show up 100 times for that 70% win rate to show. You got to back test hours and hours and hours of data for that 70% to really be 70%, if that's what it comes out to. You can't show up for 2 sessions a week and think you're gonna trade to a 70% win rate, because those wins that maybe you feel like you're missing out on could have been on those days, that maybe you don't show up and maybe you don't trade. So consistency is always going to be key. You have to compound the consistency. You have to stack the days. I'd rather show up 7 days a week for myself and for God. God sacrificed, his life, for our sins, for us to be here. Jesus, for us to be here. So it wouldn't be right. It wouldn't be right for me to, I just don't think it would be right for me to slack and not, put my full effort into it. And that's just how I feel about this grind. I want it. I want it bad. I want to really, besides my relationship with God and to marry my girlfriend, I want it probably, I guess, the third most, technically. And yeah, I mean, that's kind of what it comes down to, guys. How bad do you want it? How bad do you want to stack these days? Even when, the lights aren't on and people might not be watching. How bad do you want this? And that's what it does come down to. And you have to understand that you have to kick into that different mode. When you don't want to show up, that's the best time to show up. And it's so important in my training journey. I learned that, pretty early. As I really understood how passionate I was about this stuff. And I locked in, and the consistency has compounded, and it's beautiful. And I'm only 22, and I have so much more time to go. But I have to tell you guys, the consistency will matter, especially win rate. If you want to get analytical, not analytical, consistency really is the key. And I wouldn't lie to you. I wouldn't make this video to lie to you. Consistency will be key. Number 3, and this definitely is one of the biggest things when it comes to stacking momentum, confidence. Confidence in your abilities is you're only really going to go as far as your confidence. Can you have no confidence and succeed? In this game, that could be a tough question that I feel like a lot of people are gonna have takes to. But in the game of trading, I don't really see how you cannot be confident in your abilities and you can succeed. I just don't. If you don't have the data to back your strategy, what are you confident in? What kind of trades are you taking? Probability-wise, you're probably not taking the best, because if you backtest a win rate and it's 70%, you should be confident that 70% of the time, once data plays out, right? Not just a few weeks, not just a few months. It's gonna take years. It's going to take a lot of time, and that comes through, backtesting weeks and months worth of data. That'll help you a lot, because then when you get into those markets, you know that this thing works. You know that this strategy works. And I think that's really going to be the main thing for a lot of you guys, understanding that confidence is key. And there's a fine line between overconfidence and lack of confidence. Lack of confidence is showing up, not exactly believing in your abilities, and saying, I don't really know if I can do this. And that is going to dictate 100% how you perform in some way, way, shape, or form. Overconfidence, that catches up to you. Some of that feeling that you guys might feel after you get a payout or after you do, something like that, you take a banger trade. You cannot get overconfident in this game. So I'm telling you, I've been humbled on multiple option portfolios, multiple trades, multiple funded accounts. Only been trading futures for about a year and a half, which is something a lot of people forget. That first 10 months of my 3-year trading journey now, garbage. Throw it out the window. Really found a mentor. That's where everything changed. Proved myself that I was profitable 8, 10, 12 months in a row. Started helping people with basic education, a little mentoring here and there. But now I'm to the point where, I feel that I have so much value to give to people. And that's what I've been doing the last few months, just giving value and showing for my students. And yeah, I'm telling you guys, I'm confident in my abilities, but I make sure that I don't walk that fine line between overconfidence and lack of confidence. Because if you've been overconfident, God will humble you, like I said before. He will show you everything. He will take it away. You cannot get overconfident, but you also, of course, cannot have that lack of confidence. So those are my main 3 pieces of advice for you guys. Kind of a starter video to the psychology mindset videos that I'm going to be posting on YouTube. I hope you guys enjoyed this. There's going to be many, many more to come. This is kind of just a little intro to what's to come, but wanted to keep this one relatively short. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. God bless you all. And yeah, cannot wait to make more of these. Definitely a little awkward. First time me kind of just literally looking into some black circles on the back of my phone, which is my cameras. Definitely a little weird. I've looked at my Logitech camera on my desk, but not exactly this one in this sense, sideways. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. God bless you all. Peace.